independently of each other. So I want you to write this ones down if you're taking notes.
They flip.
Emotions always arise from a POV. They come out of a point of view. If you change the point of view, the emotion has nowhere that it can land. So nothing's being suppressed, or what else do they teach you to do? Manage the emotions, bypass the emotions. It just stops making sense. Mm-hmm. And not because the emotion was wrong or stupid or anything like that. It's because the angle that produced it dissolved. And most people are waiting for emotions to disappear. That's the big one. So what actually disappears is the perspective that made the emotions feel super personal and all that shit. And that can feel really anticlimactic, which is not a great selling point for this whole idea. Do you imagine watching someone play a video game for a second? Imagine watching someone play a video game. Renee, I'm giving you an example here. They're panicking like crazy. They're furious as F. They're emotionally wrecked. Now you imagine that you finally notice something. They don't know that it's a game. They think every loss in the video game is absolutely permanent. Every obstacle that they might face in the video game is super personal about them. Nothing about the game changes when they finally find out. Nothing about the game whatsoever changes when they find out. Same rules, same risks, identical consequences. But they stop confusing the character with the player.
Right.
Life doesn't get easier. It just becomes less convincing. I'll say that again. Life doesn't get easier automatically. Right. It gets less convincing. And I think that difference matters more than a lot of people realize. I've taken a lot of people through a lot of experiences. And here are the biggest lessons that I could give you right now. Drama requires identification. Suffering requires belief. And awakening removes investment, not experience. Awakening removes the investment instead of the experience. And if investment can drop, life starts to feel ordinary. Not like it's dull or boring or anything like that. It's just quiet. And quiet doesn't feel spiritual, but it's super stable. And if boring sold, if boring was popular, Instagram would be very quiet. So this is where most people decide that nothing really happened in their life. They assume that like boredom is some kind of failure. So they go looking for another method, maybe a new teacher, a new guru, a new experience. And the search makes sense. It makes sense. I got to find something else because everything's boring right now. And that's the old perspective trying to survive. I've watched me do this. I'll have a clean, quiet shift, and then 3 days later, I'm like, yeah, but maybe I should do something super intense again. It's not because the intense thing helped. It's because my identity was bored. My ego, and our ego does not resist awakening using a bunch of fear. Do you know how it works? It resists awakening with disinterest. So if nothing exciting is happening, it assumes that nothing is happening at all. So there is a word that people use after awakening, and this has been in research since the 1920s. They've used this word in all kinds of different research, but they've termed this word flatness, being flat. So they think something broke. Maybe they are empty inside. That is, I would say, that's neutrality with no urgency, which is maybe a good thing. No pull, no push, no storyline that's demanding their attention. Just a bunch of experience without a bunch of pressure. So, some of you listening right now are thinking, Okay, but when does the real thing happen? And that question is the old position. Because I would venture to say, in my opinion, that awakening is not a transformation. It is a subtraction. There's nothing added at all. Something stops being taken personally. The world doesn't change. You just stop standing in the old place. And I don't actually care if you believe this tonight. I care if you notice something later on when nothing dramatic happens and you don't know why you're suddenly calmer. And if nothing dramatic is happening, nothing might be wrong. So this word awakening is loaded, but I wanted to use it. And it's not going to arrive with fireworks. It arrives when you stop standing where the suffering made sense. That's it. And you don't feel proud when it happens. You're not going to feel proud. You're not going to feel enlightened. You just feel done fighting. Like you've seen it from a different angle. You realize there was a video game, and you're like, oh shit, I've been taking that shit really seriously.
Like in setups.
That's the part that people don't sell.
Yeah.
Because boring doesn't trend online.
Yeah.
But boring is free. And once you taste it, you really taste it. You don't go back to chaos to feel alive again.
No.
It's a game. I love you.
I love you
Have a good
too.
weekend. Enjoy the snow if you're in the area. See y'all.
Salute you. That's like putting your flat feet on the ground. Get grounded. Get grounded. Yeah, a renewal of the mind. Pull that tug rope in and focus on you, on the now. That's a good short video. I wish I would have grabbed his hair when he started it. It's really, really good.